You're not in Cali if you're not on California Soul. You heard it right here.
Wasp P, Rick Ross. Yeah. Welcome to California Soul. I'm your host, Wasp Prodigy, where we bring you pure hip-hop and R&B. And today, era, we're going to take it to the 90s and take it to the streets. I'm talking about the streets of Wasp, LA. Wasp P. Live. The heat rising and pressure building up now. Pressure make a diamond, I figured this is how it sound. Undercover and steam, got money steady going down. Girls fagging off, loyalty doesn't exist. Wow, you could build a trap, but what goes up must come down. The sacrifices you make don't mean the trap will stay around. You steady overdosing, you double cup trying to slow it down. Live the fast life and wonder why you in jail now. People who, the viewers who are tuning in who don't know about you, tell us a little about you.
Well, let me see. It's a long story. Cocaine, drugs, conspiracy, CIA.
A super secret organization like the CIA.
Nicaraguan.
Whatever we were running in LA, the profit it was going to the counter-revolution.
Iran, White House.
We were refueling planes full of cocaine coming into the U.S., and it was a CIA operation being run by the White House.
But it all started from cocaine, you know, the places that cocaine go.
Crack use spread like wildfire in the early 1980s. And in Los Angeles, a drug dealer known as Freeway Ricky Ross was in the middle of it.
All right, so it started with the cocaine. Who first introduced you to the cocaine?
I had a homie that I went off to college to play football, and when he came back, you know, the hood was pretty much like it is right now, starving for jobs. You know, unemployment was running at an all-time high. And I found myself in what I call no man's land, meaning that I didn't know where I was gonna go or what I was gonna do next. And when he introduced me to cocaine, my life just changed, and it hasn't been the same since.
Do you remember your first moment, like really, like your first sale, the first move, the first incident where you realized this life was like, it was that lifestyle that the rappers are trying to rap about?
Yeah, I remember, I remember walking out his house, you know, with the 50 that he gave me, saying that if what he told me was true, what I was going to do with the opportunity that I had. And like I said, the rest is history. You know, my first sale really wasn't a sale because I literally got beat out of that first $50 that I had. But what it did is it showed me that the product did have a value, and it just went from there, you know.
So taking the value of the product and trying to understand how you was going to monopolize it, like what was the mindset that gave you the ability to even take advantage of the situation that you felt was given to you?
Well, you know, one of the things and most of the stuff I know from writing my book. You know, when I sit in my cell, when I was in prison, I started writing my book, and I went over some of the same questions you asked me, I asked myself. I knew that if I put in the type of work that I've been putting in playing tennis, that I would thrive. Because in tennis, everybody wants to be number one. You know, if you're not number one in tennis, you don't even count. Well, really in every sport, you know, nobody remembers who lost to Chicago Bulls when they won their 6 championships. So you really want to be number one, and that's your goal, and that's you strive to make that happen. And I took that philosophy from tennis into the drug business. Okay.
So now you sparked an epidemic in the cocaine era.
I helped. I wouldn't say that I single-handedly sparked it. I didn't. It was a lot of players in the game. A lot of people who did well. There was people before me, you know, people who came after me. So one of the things that I may have done is I may have made it more attractive to young people because when I first started, I started at 19, and I was really young to be in this business. And the older guys who were in it didn't really want to let me in.
So being 19 with the mindset, the entrepreneur mindset that you had, when you say you made it attractive to the young man around, are you speaking to the reference on how now people was rapping about selling and people wanted to be the dealer and glorify the trap life?
No doubt, no doubt. You know, when young kids in the neighborhood, they see you driving in a new car, or they see some of your workers, you know, some of the guys who I started off had Benzes, Ferraris, Porsches. So when people see that, then they want to accomplish those same things. And we all equated everything that we were accumulating to the drug.
So when you, all right, I get the concept of, you know, monkey see, monkey do. Like the kids see that you're projecting this lifestyle and you're living. This is for you to survive. You're doing this to survive.
Absolutely, strictly survival. You know, I couldn't get a job at McDonald's, Jack in the Box. You know, none of those places would hire me. So I had to find an employer that was non-biased, didn't care about your reading skills. They wanted somebody who had the mindset and the determination to win. And you know, the drug business fitted that perfectly.
Now, being in the drug business, you know, there's ups and downs, but we tend to see more people glorifying the ups than even showing the downs and the side effects and the causes that comes with it, the consequences that come with the game. So is there some, like, if you had the chance to sit down and give the new youth the message about the drug game, about the trap life, is there something you want to specifically say to them?
Well, you know, the drug business is tough. You know, anybody tell you that you're gonna go in and get rich fast, they lying to you. It's not a get rich quick plan. It's and most people are not selling keys and hundreds of keys and 10 keys. Most drug dealers are still living with their parents, and most of them are broke. You have to dedicate yourself to a certain level, and when I say dedicate yourself, you gotta work all day, put all your money up, don't spend none of it. Hopefully you don't make any mistakes that'll get you arrested, and if you can do those steps, then you can win. Unfortunately, most people can't do all those steps, and then when you add in the consequence of getting caught and going to jail, that's another element. But even worse than that, they have people out there who are called jackers who they make a living by robbing drug dealers.
Did you come across jackals in your own life?
I did. I almost got kidnapped one time. I was fortunate enough that I dealt with it in the proper fashion, and I was able to get myself out of the situation. I do believe that any situation we get ourselves in, we can also get ourselves out of. And I was fortunate enough that I was able to do that.
That's a blessing right there. All right, so I see your shirt, and he said a real Rick Ross is not a rapper. So, you know, a lot of people, they hear Rick Ross and they instantly think the artist.
Yeah.
And they don't truly know where he comes from and the background, that he's just a rapper emulating your life.
No
How
doubt.
did that feel, like hearing somebody else, or like, where were you when you first heard that though? Like, where were you, what state of mind, where were you at when you first heard that there was a person rapping and living your name in life?
Well, I was in prison, but I was on my way out. You know, I had about a year and a half to do, maybe a little longer. But it was like, wow, this dude stole my name, you know. So immediately I jumped on the telephone and started trying to find out who he was and how did he come up with my name. So, but you know, you feel a sense of disrespect in some ways, but then also you feel kind of homage, you know, of somebody thinking enough of you to name themselves after you, especially a grown man. You know, if it was a lady and she took a baby and said, you know what, I'm gonna name my baby after him. That's one thing, but then to have a grown man to say, you know what, I'm gonna name myself after you is to a whole nother level. So, you know, I'm on the fence about it. You know, it don't really matter to me one way or the other. But to see him portraying himself as a street thug and the Bible of what street is crazy. You know, one time he was in a Rolling Stone article and he made a statement about what the streets would do. And I'm like, how does he know what the streets would do when he's never been on the streets? So.
That's a whole nother topic. But that's my DJ. I hear him scratching in. That means he got a quick question. Yo, DJ, what you got to say?
What's the move? Can I tell the truth if I was doing?
Man, I hear you doing music
what
now.
What it do? You already know. I got a new website too that y'all go check that out. FreewayRickRoss.com. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can get the real Rick Ross is not a rapper t-shirt. You can get my book. And I got some new shirts that I'm coming out with as well. And I do some independent music stuff too, but I don't want to let the cat out the bag too soon.
You gotta keep some stuff a secret.
I got to. You know, because some people steal your stuff.
Nah, but all right, so we're about to play a game called What If. And the rules of What If is, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna say, what if such and such happened? You gotta tell me if you could change anything in your life, or you could take back anything, what would it be? What if? What if you could do this? And if the DJ likes your answer, you don't have to rap. DJ don't like your answer, you gotta spit.
I ain't never rapped before.
You lived everything rappers talk about.
You see my shirt though, it says the real Rick Ross is not a rapper.
I didn't ask all that. If there was anything you could change or do different, what would it be? And why?
Well, I probably would have paid more attention when I was coming up to my education, because I found out without an education, you make it hard for yourself to make it in life. You know, I didn't learn how to read till I was 28 years old, so I wasn't gonna get no job because I couldn't fill out the application. He didn't get me,
It's all nice and all. But this is education about this rap flow, though.
Oh, he got me with the rap. You gonna make me rap anyway?
Man, the kids in school want to hear you rap.
Let's start it off. Throw me a topic. Somebody throw a topic. Let's start it off. Just a random topic. What you got for me, DJ Cornelius?
Let's start that from the top, man.
Bring it back.
Let's go Crooked Cops.
Crooked Cops?
Crooked Cops.
I am not a rapper, that's what the shirt say. The game is to be sold, that's on Thursday. You live it and you make it, it's the worst way. These crooked cops got people who dying on when a Thursday. Pulling on a car like identification, no. I hand him out my ID registration and a go. I crack my window, he crack it, he pulled me out the door. He slammed me on the ground like watching what it is though. That's what it is, that's what it was. We live the life that we live with hustle love. We double up and flip him, I'ma run it up. But anyway, Rick Ross, man, it's time to get that money up.
You dope. I don't know if I can fake that, but I'm driving down the freeway doing 75. I'm looking in my rearview mirror and I see the black and white. They pull me over, no evidence, lock me up and say I'm conspiring to do a crime. I don't know what it is, but that's how life is here in South Central LA when you're riding on the 110 freeway.
Yeah. Right off the 110. Yeah, okay, Rob. Man, we gonna wrap it. Let me wrap it up, man. We gonna wrap it up. Bring in the other beat. We waiting for the other beat to slide in. Oh, you done lost it.
Nah, that's right.
Yeah, we're gonna bring in this other beat. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up, man. This was California Soul Watch Prodigy. Had the real Rick Ross, the real life. He lived the life y'all rappers wanna portray. Now, I gotta bring something for my younger you, love. Cause the heat rising and pressure building up now. Pressure make a diamond, I figured this is how it sound. Undercovers and steam, got money steady going down. People fagging off, loyalty doesn't exist. Wow, you could build a trap, but what goes up must come down. The sacrifices you make don't mean the trap will stay around. Steady overdosing, you double up, trying to slow it down. Live the fast life and wonder why you in jail. And with that being said, that leads us to my favorite part of the day, our Black Silk Cypher round, sponsored by Black Silk Products, all natural beauty. It's for your hair. Hair care product line is all natural, so we go in, and it goes great with your vegan diet too. You feel me?
No doubt.
So
I don't have no hair.
that mustache, it'll bring all that right. It'll get you right. You
okay.
But
Can it make some hair grow on the top?
Hey, anything's possible. You just gotta believe in yourself.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Showing them this side of history, but like not glorifying it at the same time. And we gotta remember not to glorify that.
Yeah, you can't really glorify the trap. Like, that's why it's called a trap. It's set up for you to fail. The system is set to fail. And just talking with him, and after the times he spent now, he's doing way more positive things in the community to give back. That's all you really, California Soul is building the community, building love, building environment for the kids to grow up in hip hop, because hip hop was it was like an escape. You know what I mean? It was a way for you to escape all the struggles. From your NWAs, fuck the police.
Yeah, they don't understand how like here in Cali, like we grow up to this standard and it's the norm. To, you know, go through like drugs, gangs, the whole nine. I mean, hence why California Soul, but yeah, we just got to keep it in a positive light.
We got to keep it positive, and on that note, let's keep it positive into the #1 video today. Hey, DJ.
I am a former Los Angeles police narcotics detective, and I work South Central Los Angeles, and I will tell you, Director Deutsch, that the agency has dealt drugs throughout this country for a long time. Director Deutsch, I will refer you to 3 specific agency operations known as Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower. I have Watchtower documents heavily redacted by the agency. I was personally exposed to CIA operations and recruited by CIA personnel who attempted to recruit me in the late 70s to become involved in protecting agency drug operations in this country.